Hey everyone, it's Kong again with some more TSDL coverage. This is the round of 16 match between Newbie and Chung. So they're both rocking their Season 1 Apex frames here, just a little bit of flexing going on, maybe some psychological warfare. And we're just going to get started with a quick look at the players' boxes before we jump into Game 1. So as you know, this is a best of 3. Whoever wins 2 games advances to the top 8, which is getting up there now. So Newbie, we can see, has a Tsubame in the box. We've got a Claret, a Rosalia. We have an Archon, and we have a Wataru, which is interesting. So some of these are staples of single target rush. Wataru, I wouldn't really consider to be quote-unquote a rush character, but he can be quite a devastating single target threat. So it'll be interesting to see what Newbie manages to get deployed here. We're on the sky map, so that may come into play. Chung is using a box that looks very similar to the box that he was using in the last round. Be interesting to see if there are any adjustments as well after this game. So let's see how ban pick goes. Okay, Chung is going to ban the Watham first, which is a nice first ban on this map, particularly because he's a dangerous DPS. He also has the option to be a flying DPS, which gives him a lot more mobility on this map, which is otherwise limited for a lot of characters. And he's going to go with a first ban of Hilda on Chung's side, which makes sense from a single target perspective. He doesn't want to have to deal with that one very dangerous tank. So Newbie getting the Epsilon out instead. It is possible to bring Gargoyles on Epsilon, so he can do kind of the same thing that Watham does, which is control the map a little bit more. Now Chung getting rid of the Jugler and the Lucretia. Jugler makes sense. I don't think... Well, maybe Chung knows this from doing research. I don't know if he knew that this was a Cav Jugler or not, but that does give this dog the ability to rush into the middle of the map and splash and lay down some map control there. So Chung does get his Watham out first, makes sense. These are all very makey-sensey early picks and bans. Okay, Newbie picking up the Helena. Chung continuing to ban out these long leg single target threats, so Elwyn and Claret, both very strong early bans. Chung getting Lucretia. Interesting to see Chung banning the Archon there. I mean, I guess it's there or leaving him up. So Chung gets Epsilon third. Okay, another long leg horse unit. Well, horse type, horse-ish unit. Not actually cavalry. Okay, so we're gonna see a meme unit of some kind picked in the last turn here. So let's see if we're gonna get meme Tsubame or meme Wataru. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure which is the better pick. Like, Chung's not running with a tank, so Newbie doesn't exactly need that huge, like, devastating Wataru punch. Newbie already has some units that can trade effectively against these units, so maybe leaning more towards the Tsubame. He is going to go with the Tsubame. And probably Helena ends up being the better choice for Chung here. I find Archon is a little bit limited on this map, just in terms of his ability to actually pull through all this sky terrain and the pillars. He can be a little bit tricky to combo with. So let's see what the skills and setup look like. I'll get this paused real quick. Right away we can see without even looking around that Chung does have Gargoyles on his Watham. Okay, so we've got ranged Rosalia. We got Tsubame with some Tsubame skills. Not super familiar with what her skills are. Okay, backstab, that's fairly... and quick step. Gives her a little bit of extra movement boost. Okay, so not going with a flying Epsilon here, just a fairly typical Epsilon with stealth and all. T-Jess is going to help on the mobility front with her teleport, and this is a fairly standard Royal Cav Helena, so a pretty straightforward look there. We have all 3 of these units are flying on Chung's side. Chung's not going to try anything dirty with the turn 1 air/Watham, probably for the best. Oh, and we've got accelerated aid on this Epsilon, figuring he's not going to need to hide. And we have kind of a mixed single target and AoE with the Lucretia, possibly to help pop this Epsilon's shield if necessary. So again, like in my previous TSDL footage, I'm not going to stop and overanalyze every single move. I'm just going to let it play for the most part, and then if we see anything really interesting pop up, I will stop it and take a look at like stats and so forth. For right now, just not being super familiar with how Tsubame plays, I think I give the edge after ban pick to Chung. But it'll depend on how things go. Like, both of these players have no tanks and no healers, so it's going to be pretty much a straight-up trade game. So both Newbie and Chung will be looking to initiate valuable trades, whether that means controlling who they sacrifice in order to get a more valuable piece off the board, or possibly taking a piece off the board and managing to keep their unit alive. Yeah, both of them have fairly decent late-game threats with their Epsilons. This could potentially even be a late-game threat as well, since she's not really going to be joining the rush right away, and maybe she's going to be difficult to pick off. I know she has a stealth mechanic as well. So other than that, yeah, let's see... Oh, he's tucking her in the corner right now, right away, just to kind of get her out of the mix. But yeah, all that was by way of saying that they both have similar win cons, which is basically they all have strong single target units that can pretty much take out key units from the opponent's side. So it'll just be a question of who manages to do that more effectively and more efficiently. So Epsilon popping Breeze there and also giving accelerated aid to that with him. Yeah, teleporting the Rosalia down so she could get ready right on turn 1. Makes sense, getting a sword up all in Chung's grill. And what's his goal going to be here? The Helena. Oh, he does manage to kill the Helena. She was on her tiles. But that's one unit down for Newbie. So this should be a trade. And dropping Rosalia for Helena there, I think that's a pretty good trade for Newbie. He does have the sword beacon up in Chung's territory, which he may be able to take advantage of over the next couple turns if he gets the rest of his units in there. Alright, so Chung going to pop the shield right away. Helena is able to typically take both lives off Lucretia's with that follow-up AoE, so that was, I think, a risky move by Chung. Yeah, exposing her to that Helena, knowing that she could be fully one-shot there. Still ends up being a trade, the Helena for the Lucretia. But now Chung's Epsilon is fully in. Newbie's Epsilon now charging in, manages to take out that Watham. So the shield, the popped shield from Lucretia didn't even really come into play yet? Okay, it may come into play here. Let's see what this Ares can do. Alright, Ares does his job. I'm going to pause here for a second just to talk about this trade strategy. As we mentioned, as soon as you get the ball rolling, it kind of starts a chain of trading. But this is... You're so used to hearing about, you know, rush style or tank push style or turtle style. This kind of one-for-one trade style is something that has been common for a while, but I find is a lot more popular or maybe a bit more mainstream this season, where there are just so many good DPS units. It's a style that can be tricky to play because you really need to have a sense of, you know, the units that you can kill, first of all, but also the units that it's okay for you to sacrifice. and be able to get them in to do their job when they're needed. So as you've seen from all these players already, Newbie with a little bit of the initiative, getting his players kind of into Chung's zone to kill their targets, and then Chung having a little bit of an easier time because it's basically like on his doorstep, so he can choose the unit and get the kill. But as you can see, we're now left after only a couple turns with only a T-Jess and a Tsubame on Newbie's side, and essentially only an Ares and an Epsilon on Chung's side. So the question now is, obviously, what is the end game going to look like? Chung can't attack this. I forget exactly how her hide mechanic works. I think if she takes damage, or if you have a unit adjacent to her, it pops her out of it. This T-Jess can probably kill the Ares, so it may end up being an Epsilon versus Tsubame battle. And while this puppet is not super useful anymore, maybe if Chung manages to wrangle the turn order enough, he can, like, sit this beside Tsubame and unhide her enough to give him an opening to attack it. That may be what he has to do here. So he's going to back up and hide his Ares for now. Tsubame positioning aggressively in there, knowing that she can't be attacked. Okay, so the Epsilon is going to go ahead and kill the T-Jess, just because that's the unit that he could kill. Now, will this Tsubame kill Epsilon? That will unhide her. Okay, so she has like a first strike thing. Or no, Epsilon wasn't going to counter her anyway. Not from range like that. Okay, this is a little bit trickier for Chung because he has to find a way to get in and attack that Tsubame safely with his Ares. Quick Step allows her to get her stealth up. Now let's take a look at this. Okay, it's not an AoE Ares, so he can't, like, go to a corner and pop that stealth off. She can attack from range, or she can just hide until her skills are back. Yeah, the fog's closing in. I think maybe one thing that Chung might have to do here is basically, like, just push up, kind of tank push style with his puppet, and basically force Tsubame to kill the puppet, which will drop her out of stealth. I don't think Newbie's gonna fall for that, though. Like, he knows that if he comes out of stealth, Ares will kill him, so... And there's no way this puppet is gonna kill her, so I think Newbie just waits for his skills to come back and then picks this Ares off at this point. Yeah, Chung's trying to find some way to get range. Okay, so her quick step is back. She's gonna be able to kill this Ares for sure. And that's gonna be it for Chung. Okay, so that's game one in the books to Newbie. A fairly quick one-for-one trade battle, and just the Tsubame coming in clutch at the end. Chung couldn't do anything about it. Okay, so we have a couple swaps on Chung's side. Got rid of Burn, Ares, and Sissy, and we're bringing up Jugler, Clotaire... Am I blind? Oh, it's Rosie, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so going for a little bit more reach. Getting rid of the Sissy, what does that do for him? That's his only healer, isn't it? And I guess he doesn't need the Lancer tank if he has Jugler in here. If he potentially gets Jugler. Maybe he's thinking he's going to be facing another first ban Hilda here. Which he is. Okay, and he's going Clotaire first pick. He knows that Newbie's going to be rushing him again. With a first pick Clotaire, I would expect to see some follow-up. Either AoE, like I could see a Helena here, Lucretia, possibly a T-Jess to help get one of these follow-up characters into position to help Clotaire out. Okay, so we're gonna get Rosie, so it's kind of a mix. I mean, I guess she does have AoE, but he's probably not gonna run that on her. Alright, so Chung's strat might be to weaken the enemy up with this Clotaire and then follow up with Hull single target. We got a Tsubame ban, I'm sure that felt good. So it's another team of rushers. We got no tanks, we got no healers again. This time with a first pick Clotaire, so I'm very interested to see what Chung's plan is for that. Alright, so we do have Accelerated Aid and Air Slash on this Epsilon. No 3C. Fairly standard Clotaire. Yeah, he didn't bring the AoE on her, but she has AoE. And it's interesting again, Chung respecting Newbie enough not to go for the old turn 1 Air Slash Watham strats. Not much surprising on Newbie's side. So, yeah, this is going to be another, pretty much another one-for-one trade game. Okay, so Clotaire, very first move. He should be able to reach. He's going to reach the whole team. Big AoE to open. Oh, big AoE to open. Okay, so Newbie's entire team is halved already. This should still be a trade, though. Clotaire's done his job. He doesn't need to hang around anymore. So some healing right out of the gate from that T-Jess is handy. Rosie's going to be able to reach. Just taking the T-Jess, though. So this Rosie's probably dead. Now this, see, this is the interesting thing. Oh, she survives that at least. So her surviving there did force Newbie to use 2 actions to kill her. But this is the interesting thing about trade matches, is that at this point, she's essentially dead. So Chung has traded 2 of his units, the Clotaire and the Rosie, to essentially kill the T-Jess. Now the rest of Newbie's team is hurt, but there's also a lot of like built-in healing potential here too. So if Newbie finds the space to basically reset, then Chung is down a character. Oh, but Watham's going to be able to jump right in because of all these injured units and because of that dead T-Jess. So he's going to be able to kill whoever he wants. Florentia is the right pick there, I think. Okay, so now Newbie has to decide. Is he going to be able to kill this sword and Rosalia? He's just going to go with Rosalia. That's fair. Wait a minute. So actually loses his Helena in the process. Yeah, fully counterkilled by that Rosie. Okay, that's not super good for Newbie. So now he's got a Watham just in his back ranks. This probably doesn't kill. Newbie has turn priority. Oh, stunned Helena, that's good. But this is a dead Rosie for sure. And now, Newbie just has D-Heart. Versus an Epsilon, a Watham, this is, yeah, no, D-Heart. Yeah, no. Alright, so Chung manages to tie that one off pretty quickly as well. Helped along by that first pick, first turn Clotaire nonsense, just charging in and absolutely blasting Newbie's entire team. So dropping the Claret and the Tsubame, we're getting Leon and Illustrial. Okay, that actually makes sense on this map. This is one of the good Illustrial maps and one of the good Leon maps. With mech riders and chivalry, Leon can actually reach the enemy's team turn 1 on a couple of maps. This is one of them, so that could be dangerous. Chung kind of going with the same strategy here, bringing up his Werner Dime, who's another Mech Rider long-range threat, and Illustrial as well. So that first Hilda ban again, and the first pick Rosalia. That's been Newbie's MO for this game. Whoever wins this game wins. Chung going with first pick Lucretia. I find that dog ban interesting, like, if you're going to be picking Lucretia, I don't know, I generally get the sense that Lucretia can handle dog fairly easily. So we're getting second pick Leon. Newbie's definitely going to go for that turn 1 strategy. Himiko, a fairly decent pick here. And Illustrial as well. Look at all these like turn 1 super far units. Chung gets his Illustrial too. Yeah, IBC's fine. And D-Heart. So, we're not going to get to see Wataru after all today. Clotaire again. Clotaire as player 2, like, yeah, Newbie's going to have the opportunity to at least spread out or launch this Leon attack before Clotaire gets a chance. So it'll be interesting to see what that Clotaire does for him. We do have some real scary-looking AoE threat here on Chung's side. But the question is, with these like long-range units, is Chung going to have a chance to really take advantage? Yeah, we have full AoE basically on Lucretia as well, so 3 big AoEs. Are they going to be grouped up long enough for Chung to take advantage? There's the Mech Knights front row. So Leon can pick between Clotaire and Himiko. Very easy choice, considering Himiko currently can't be hit by single target attacks. So I fully expect to see this Clotaire with infantry soldiers erased on the first turn. Fully expect that. That is the only thing Leon's here for, and Chung only gave him 1 target. So he's doing the kind of the same thing that Chung did. Let's just take a look at this scramble. Yeah, doing kind of the same thing that Chung did in the last game, which was charging in a unit and basically crippling the rest of the team to make them ready for your follow-up. Okay, so yeah. I mean, the puppet is pretty exposed here. And Luke's outside... Well, he still has a chance to move the puppet because I paused it mid-action there. But the Luke not actually able to kill that Leon. That surprises me. Oh, I guess that's what the puppet's for. Spoke too soon, Kong. Himiko getting ready to go launch her onslaught. Yeah, and here's Newbie spreading out, just getting ready. He knows he can charge in. He controls the range in this match. So he can kind of go where he wants to get ready to spring another attack, and he doesn't have to worry too much. The IBC just dies to fix damage. Alright, so he's going to launch the Himiko. I'm just thinking I don't see a way for Chung to even win this, even from this point in the match. Her mobility's so high that she's not going to get frozen in the fog right now. Okay, Rosalia going in. She can pick her target here. Probably kills Illustrial. Procs the Wind Wall. Oh, Firebrands do finish her off. Okay, that's fine. So Chung still has a distant Lucretia and a Himiko that still has her teleport up. So Newbie's going to pop that now. Here's the thing, though. Like, with Newbie's Stranglehold on range here, I don't see how... Look at this impending shitstorm. So a breeze on the Cherie as well. He's not going to be able to keep that Lucretia far enough out of range to avoid Newbie picking up. Yeah, even hidden in the corner there, she's still vulnerable. So that's the Himiko down. This is going to be a life off the Lucretia. Yeah, that's it. Very interesting games. I find those, like, turn 1 nukes that totally devastate the opponent's team, and then it's just a matter of who can reach, right? So Newbie had a total stranglehold on area and zoning in this match. Chung just couldn't get close enough safely to be able to do anything. You see it kind of at the end of that match where he tried to creep in with Lucretia and do a Heaven's Sanction, kind of figuring it wasn't going to kill the Illustrial. But, yeah, Newbie was, no matter what Chung did, no matter where he put Lucretia, Newbie was going to be able to creep in with one of those units and get the kill, so. Partly ban pick, Newbie got a real good long leg team, but it was also that Leon, the first play of the Leon. I don't know how Chung could have positioned to make that a little bit better for him. Himiko on the front line was smart. I guess Chung just had to decide to sacrifice a unit, and it ended up being Clotaire. Anyway, good games, Newbie and Chung. Thanks very much for the entertaining lesson on strategy there. And with that, Newbie advances to the top 8. I'm not sure if he has his opponent set yet or not. And Chung with another strong performance, going out in the top 16. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you in the next game. Happy Langrissing, everyone.